Hey guys, it's Frank with the grand finals of the Oil Stormgate Invitational, and this is actually game two. Ruination was actually game one. That was a mix-up on my part. Apologies. But we're going to see Mixu opening up with a barracks and a scout first, and I think, oh, interesting, using the overcharged bobs to help clear a creep camp just because of how tanky they are at the beginning is a strategy I haven't seen used all that often. Oh, he's gonna, yeah. All right, so he does micro back the injured dog, and the full health one comes forward. I think he doesn't want to take any more damage on the dogs than he has to, but using bobs as support units while waiting for resources to build that natural is pretty smart. We are going to see an Iron Vault come down first for Snoxtar. Oh, and that's interesting. Okay, so he makes the meat farm all the way over here. I wonder if the idea... Okay, I thought... My first suspicion was that he was going to pull the Brute and the Hexen back, and then once the Fellhogs start attacking, just use those to soak the damage while still keeping some static D closer to his shrine. But the Stormgate meta is still very much evolving, so it's good to see people trying out different things. Also nice to see that oh man, look at how fast these fiends are regenerating health just because they have their health got nerfed in the most recent patch. We're on 0.1.3. Okay, a bunch of lancers are going to make short work of these oh, two lancers and two dogs going to take care of the speed camp real quick. And we already see Bob's making making a sentry post here. Oh. Oh, what a cheeky way to make sure that the to really burst down this this passive Luminite camp so early. I love it. Getting the passive Luminite camp before even getting a natural expansion. That's bold. I don't think I've ever seen that before. And the amount of damage that the buzzsaw cannon can do, and the blades bounce, so like just one lancer is automatically getting maximum damage, like better than maximum damage probably. Let's see, buzzsaw cannon does 18 plus 8 against light, and this does 10 plus, yeah. So not only is it doing bounce damage, but the primary attack does more damage too. That is so good. How did we not see putting buzzsaw cannon as a creeping mechanism? Thanks. I'm to the player. Thanks, by the way. There's a player named Thanks that I think has done a lot of work in terms of like pioneering the usage of the sentry post, and I think maybe it's the entire Vanguard community as a whole that's seeing like just how good the sentry post is as like its own unit. What is it? What do we got coming up here? A mech bay coming out on top of the passive Luminite camp. Oh no, we are going to see a small fiend run by though, right next to the natural that's still just going up with overcharged bobs for Mixu. And the fiend's going to get the full scout on this mech bay. Are they going to be able to? No, there's no way it finishes now. Oh, and it was so close too. No, Bob, no. The Lancers are going to come back and they're going to try to defend. We see the double promote on the Bob, who's now veterancy 3. Is he going to get away though? We see some defensive promotions happening here. And is the Bob going to be able to... He does finish the mech bay. And the Skull gets the Lancer instead of the Bob. Bob runs back home to safety, but these Lancers are taking an absolute kicking. Oh, and a Weaver lashes a Lancer all the way to the back and starts dealing really heavy damage to it. And all the rest of these Lancers are heavily damaged, and so are the dogs, so they're all going to have to retreat. We do see him getting reinforced by one full health Lancer, but I think that's probably going to be the one that gets lashed first. And the mech bay goes down before it can turn out a single unit. Feels bad, man. And that scout does get out alive. So not only does Snoxtar take care of that completed mech bay, but also takes the passive Luminite, and now is completely on the tack here. Fiend's gonna do a run by of the Bob line, but they turn around and say, "Not today." Oh, but we don't see any med techs out. There's no... Well, he should be... Yeah, exactly. Park all your injured units inside of that inside of the health camp. Because if you don't know, yeah, you don't know if the enemy's like, as far as Mixu knows, Snoxtar is just like right there. He's got to be super careful. See Machine Lab getting burst out with 2 tier 3 Bobs. By the way, tier 3 Bobs, for those of you that don't remember or forgot, their unique veterancy buff is that they get plus 20% build speed per veterancy rank. So they've got plus 60% each, but you also get diminishing returns depending on how many Bobs are power building. So it's not like you can just promote all your Bobs and have them, you know, insta build a base. But they do build pretty quickly. Okay, we do see a scout trying to mess. Oh no, it gets lashed and it gets infested. Scout donation turns into a fiend. Feels bad, man. We do see a dog come forward here, and oh, the dog sees the Harbinger. So I think he's going to expect a... He can't see what's inside, but I think he's going to expect a Gaunt drop. So I think he's going to go back home. The Fiends do see the Vulcan, though, so I think even if there are... Okay, so there's 6 Gaunts and a Brute. But now that the Vulcan's been revealed, and it's that means that Snoxtar should know that there's a mech bay around. Oh no, this is a huge catch. All right, Harbinger lands, instantly dumps all the units out, and yeah, I think you just have to cancel that base. Well, you can come back and try and finish them off to preserve all the progress made, but they might try to finish it off. Vulcan takes out a Gaunt. Oh, and the Bob's gonna come back. Actually, that's not bad. I was gonna say that you know, it's a lot of damage for them to take. Once it finishes up, it's gonna be pretty battered, but the Bob should be able to fully repair it eventually. I don't think that the Bob veterancy bonus applies to repairing units, but anyway, we do see a third, basically, yeah, three-quarters saturated here. Meanwhile, our Infernal player is going to come over for this tier 2 health camp. Weaver's taking the brunt of that damage, as they should. They're not as tanky as they were before, but they're still pretty good. Harbinger drop in the back is going to get a... Yeah, there's a Repair-O-Matic here. Okay, and the Harbinger teleports back home. To which base, though? All the way back to the main? Where'd it go? Anyway, we're seeing a lot more sophistication out of Snoxtar's army now. And are they going to challenge the tier 3 passive Luminite camp? That is going to be... That has the potential to actually kill you. Yeah, there goes a Gaunt. Some Fiends are going down. This is, yeah. Tier 3 camps are the ones that are actually kind of scary, but Weavers don't really care if they're doing percent damage, especially if you have 2 at the front line. Alright, here's the Harbinger, and it's carrying 2 Magmadons. I really like seeing this just because of how, oh, Nightfall Infestation goes down, and the Magmadons go straight to the back line and start stomping towards these Lancers and the Hedgehogs. They get focused out. The Atlas unsieges, but it gets lashed immediately by these Weavers. Yeah, and that's the entire Vanguard force getting cleaned up. There's nothing left to defend this third. So what does our Vanguard player do? You've got to save, like, you have to just go home and train as many army units as you can, but the nature of Vanguard army units is that, you know, what do? There's no way you can train units in time to get all these. Oh, you need to sell all these off. Sell everything. Fire sale. Nope. There's the GG. All right. That'll be it for Game 2. This was actually Game 2. Sorry, guys. Yeah, of the Grand Finals. Thanks for coming by.